Yes, grade 12, let's look at the possible answers to this question paper here. Okay. June examination, grade 12, 2025. Go straight to question number 1. Rise and Shine Primary School presented its budget for 2023-2024 financial year at its annual general meeting, AHG. Table 1 below shows an extract of the actual income for 2023 and expected income for 2024. So they're asking us, define the term income in this context. We just seen that we're looking at the amounts of money received by Rise and Shine Primary in 2023. Income, money coming in. Okay, let's look at question number 1.2. 1.2. In this case here, we wanted to know income. Someone else could have said earnings. Earnings what? Received by Rise and Shine. Anyway, write down the total school fees expected in 2024 in words. So we shall see total school fees expected. So when you come here, we see total school fees expected. It's this that we're looking at. So it will become, we are saying it's supposed to be, because the value is 7. This is the value here we see. So these are ones or hundreds, then these are thousands, and this is million. So we start with this one, 7 million. We shall say 7 million, 700, 700, 720, 25,000, 25,000, 200. That's what they wanted us to do. They're telling us, calculate the value of A, the number of grade R learners expected in 2000, expected in 2024. A. Let's come and see, where is A? A is right here. So this is this much, and look at what they have got. So what we're going to do is because they're saying this much, each 15,000 per year, and at the end of the year, they expect this much. So how many learners are they expecting? So we shall get this number here, which is 885,000 divided by 15,000. So we shall say 885,000 divided by 15,000. And the possible answer here, we got it as 59. Don't forget, guys, you can or you should use your calculators. Use your calculators nicely. So we have 59 learners. 59 learners. Okay. Calculate the difference between. Now, the moment you hear the difference, what are you going to do? We are going to subtract. So, calculate the difference between the total income in 2023 and 2024. So, we are going to say which one is bigger, should come forward. Yeah, this one is bigger. So, we are going to say 8,979,550 minus 8,180,936. And the answer became 798,614. Identify the type of income that doubled in 2023. 2024. Someone now might not understand this. Now, doubled in 2024. So all you have to do, look at these answers here. Doubled in 2000. So what we're going to do, these ones here, we can't do anything because we don't know. There are no values here. So you start from here. What you do, you can divide this side by 2, divide this side by 2, divide this side by 2, divide it by 2. Should you, the answer you get here, the answer after dividing, should it equal to this other side? That would be the answer. This would be the answer. For example, let's say if you divide 600, 34,890, 634,890 divided by 2. What answer we have? 3. So this is not there. This is out. We come again. We divide. We divide that by 2. We get, sorry, we multiply this by 2. It's fine. Let's say this. When you multiply by 2, we are supposed to get this other. So if you multiply this by 2, we don't get that. So when we look at it critically, it's this number here. When you multiply this by 2, so it doubled. That's what we are looking for, doubling. So it's the tuck shop rental. So here we have the tuck shop rental. Calculate the monthly school fees for grade R learners. Monthly. Now, monthly, you come back here to grade R. This is what they pay in a year. How much will they pay every month? We believe 1 year has 12 months, which is true. Total exponential 800. Limits 400. Okay, right. So, yes, then what are we going to do? We shall say 15,000 divided by 12. So pick your calculator, don't guess please, divide that by 12. And you have 1,250. This is what we are looking for. Okay, 1.2. 1.2 says, Miss Mang, the hockey coach at Rise and Shine School, primary school, measured and recorded the heights in centimeters of the under 13 team players as follows. So these were the heights, and how many people were they? Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. That's nice. So state whether they are above, that is categoric, or numeric. We shall say it's numerical. It's what? It's numerical because it's not yet grouped. So numerical. Had they asked you whether it's continuous or discrete, you would say it's discrete because these are whole numbers. Anyway, all they asked is what type of data is it? So it's numerical. Then they write down the mod or model height. Which number appears most? When you look at it critically, we have 159, come 159, come 159. This is once. 144, it's twice. 146, once. Then 135, once. 156, once. 158, once. 149, once. So the number that appears most is 159. So here we shall say our model number is 159. Arrange the heights of the players in descending order. Descending order. Meaning we are going to start with the highest, ending with the lowest. I've always told you that you should always use a pencil in your question paper, or you can use a pen, it's fine. but all I want you to do is first identify. Descending highest to the lowest. So here, which one's the biggest number here? The biggest number is 159. So it takes its first place. 1. Another one, 2. The other one is what? 3. Number 4 will be, this is it. Sorry, number 4 is this one here, 4. Then we have 5, followed by 149, 6, followed by 6, 7 is going to be 7, then 8. Yo, look at me. 150, this is 4. Yeah, this is supposed to be 6. Then this is 7. This one becomes 8. 146 becomes 8. Then what's next after 146? We have, oh, then this one becomes 9. Then we have 10. At last we have 11. So they are big to small. That's what we are supposed to do. So we are supposed to start with 159. But there are 3 of them, so type them there. Followed by, this is number 3. Number 4, what is it? Number 4, we have 158. Having got that, then we have 156. We have 150, 149, 149. 149 appears twice. 149 here. We have another 149. Where is it now? Does it appear twice? It appears once. Okay, it's fine. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's number 8, 146. Number 9, 144. And number 10, 144. Followed by number 11. This is what you're supposed to do. Then they are saying determine the median of the data sets. Now, since you've already arranged in the above, you don't need to rearrange because you're looking for the median. Had it been Q1 and Q2, that means the order would have changed. Why? Because this would affect the Q1, and Q3. Okay, anyway, so if they are 11, that means we're going to remain with 5 on one side and 5 on the other side. What do I mean? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at our median here that we are looking. So here we shall say median. This one does not matter. So our median will become 150. That marks the end of question number 1. Let's look at question number 2. Question number 2 says, Mr. Yusuf is a 38-year-old quantity surveyor at Arrow Quantity Surveyors. He earns a gross monthly salary of 45,000. He contributes 7.5% of his salary to a pension fund and he pays 3,200 per month for medical aid, which covers himself and 3 dependents. Please keep it in mind. How many people are they? These are 4 people. Keep it in mind when we are starting to look for medical tax credits. Use annexure A. Use annexure A. Let's look at annexure A. Wonderful. That's how it will look like. Then use annexure A. What does the abbreviation SARS stand for? S is for South Africa. Then S is for South. Then A is for South African. Then R is for revenue. Then the other S is for services. Okay. Calculate Mr. Yusuf's annual taxable income. Remember, what I want you to remember is that when you're looking for annual income or taxable income, we shall always get the gross minus what? The pension. In this case, we shall stop there. We shall look at minus the pension. Had the person paid road accident, would subtract. If he was paying donations, like donating to a registered charity, we would subtract those donations. but for only here, she only contributes 7 all to pension fund. So, meaning, we shall say gross. Now, gross, we shall say 45,000 minus 7.5% times the same money. Everything multiplied by 12. Or someone, actually, when you're looking at it, this is reduction. This is reduction. So all you could say it would be 45,000 times 100 minus 7.5 divided by 100, because we're dealing with percentages. So this which could be 45,000 times 92.5 divided by 100 divided by 100. So here we see, what do we remain with? Let me start with this one here that we had talked about. So we have 45,000 minus 7.5%. So remain with 41,625 after pension has been removed. Then someone else might ask me, how come? Let me do this here. So here we are saying we remain with, because this is 45. Okay. Here the answer that we're going to remain with is going to be 41,625. But remember, this is monthly. So we need the annual one. So we multiply by 12. Multiply by 12. Yeah, it becomes 499,500. This is a taxable income. Taxable income. Someone else could have done this. $45,000 $45,000 times 7.5 So this becomes 33,750. Then subtract. Afterwards, you multiply by 12. Let's check and we see 45,000 minus 33,750 equals to that. Then this times 12. All right, 2.1.4. 2.1.3, that's what you're looking at. Let me see. 45,000 times 0.7 times 12. Taxable income. Taxable income. Taxable income becomes 495. 495 taxable income. Okay. Determine the annual medical tax credits. Now, the annual medical tax credits is determined by the determinants or the dependents. All right, it's determined by the number of dependents. So what were you saying? We saw them already, they were 4. What are we going to say? So here in the scenario here, they have already told you the medical monthly tax credits, okay? They say first for the taxpayer and the one dependent. So if you take this, these are already 2 people. All right? So 2 people will pay this much. Then what the other rest, the other 2 will pay this much times 2. So it becomes, we are looking at the medical, we're looking at the medical tax credits. So we are dealing with medical tax credits. We are saying 4 people, of which 2, they already have their value here. You see? For the taxpayer and one dependent, so these are the 2 people. And then the other 2 will come the other side. You see that? Then we go and we add, we multiply by 12. So this answer here becomes no, we shall have to multiply with the number of. So this is 2 times the ones who are not dependent plus 2 times plus the 728. Everything here we multiply by 12. Let's go to the calculator. We say 2 into times 246 plus yeah, you get 1,220. Multiply that by 200. Sorry, by 12 times 12. 14,640. That is the annual tax medical credits. Then hence calculate his annual income tax he had to pay. These are 8 marks. So what first and foremost, we need to look for where does the taxable income that we got, where does it fall? Taxable income that we got, where does it fall? We need to find out. Now, when you look at it critically, it falls in bracket C. All right, we're going to see, sorry, let's go back here a bit. Medical tax credits, we've said there are four people. Of the four people, four people, of the four people, two share the same. The first two people. We shall say this, the taxpayer and the one dependent. So if there are four, two people have got only one. You see that? Then the other ones, how many are remaining? Two. So we shall multiply this by two. Let's come back in our answer. Yeah, annual medical tax credits. We are saying 728 plus 2 times 246. Everything we multiply it by 12. We are looking for annual. So the answer became 14,640. Keep it aside. Okay, let's continue. Bracket number, 2.1.4 to us calculate the annual income tax. So we are using this money that we got, the taxable income. We shall come to the exam. Which table does it? Remember, we are looking at 499,500. Which bracket does it belong to? Not one. No, it has gone beyond this. Yes, it's in this one here, which is C. So we shall pick this other side here by saying 77,000, 72, 77, 77,362 plus 0.31, open brackets. 0.31 comes from 30%, 31%. So open brackets, we shall bring this taxable income, put it inside there. We have 500 minus what? What we saw, minus this number here. So we come back here and we say minus 370,500. So at this moment in time, please simplify what you have in the brackets. What we have in the brackets, when you subtract nicely, you have 129,000. Okay, so you can put this in the calculator now. Oh, actually, you can even put the whole thing. Plus 0.31, open brackets, 500 minus 370,500. So we end up having 117,000, 117,325. At this moment, that's when we call in the rebate and the medical tax credit. So we shall say 117,352 minus the rebate. Now, the person here is 38 years of age. They only qualify for the primary, which is 17,235. So we shall come here, 17,235 minus the medical tax credit that we had here, 1464. At this moment, put it in the calculator and we see. So here we already have this. So just subtract 17, 35 minus 14,640. So the final answer here we have is at 85,477. That's the answer they wanted us to have. Okay, we continue. We look at question number 2.2.1. Before we go there, we look at the scenario that we have. Paddle is a sport similar to traditional tennis, but played on a small court and with a few key differences. Below is an advertisement for the Nox MM2 Hybrid Pro Pedal Racket. The price in the advertisement below includes VAT. The price includes VAT. So let's come down here and say, calculate the cost of Knox MM2 Hybrid Pro, excluding VAT. Whenever you hear excluding, you know we are going to divide. We shall divide. But what are we dividing? Calculate the cost. So at the moment, this is the cost. So we shall say 2,499 divided by 1,15. Put it in your calculator. 2,499 divided by 1,15. What answer do we end up having? We have an answer as 2,000. The answer here became 2,173 rands 4 cents. So this is the answer there. Calculate the percentage decrease in prices of the pedal racket rounded off to the nearest whole number. They're telling us new price minus old price. Definitely, we already know it's a decrease. That means the new price is lower than the original. So which is this much minus 5,000 divided by 5,000 times 100. I'm just substituting into the formula. I have 1 mark for that. Then you can put in the calculator, get your final answer. You may not simplify that much. 4,000, 5,000, this one's 5,000, minus 5,000. You see, you get a negative number, simply meaning multiply this by 100, and the answer becomes negative 50. You know, it's negative 50,02, so which becomes negative 50. Don't forget the negative to show the decrease. Question number 2.2.3. Knox MMM paper door water is priced at 2,499 rands in South Africa. A similar racket is available in the United States for 180 US dollars. A pedal player claims that it will be cheaper to purchase the racket in United States. Verify showing all calculations. Now, this had 2 answers. One, you would either change the 2,499, change it to dollars, and you find out how much it is. Pick your calculator there. 2,499 divided by 18,19. And the answer here we have it as 170. You see that? But then in US, this is in South Africa. Sorry, these are dollars. So the cost in South Africa in dollars, it would be this much. Yet in US, it would be 180. So the claim is false. Someone might ask us, why are we dividing instead of multiplying? And let me show you very fast. This one here, you have to use the conversion that they have given you. Listen, they have already told you that it's $1 that is equivalent to 18. These are rands. Indeed, you also have 2,491. You want to know how much would it be in dollars. What happens? Cross multiply. So it becomes 18,19 bracket equals to. So divide through, because I'm looking for that missing number. This will go with that. So my dollars here will become, so yeah, I'm changing it to dollars. 137.38. These are dollars. Or the other method, someone would have said, if $1 equals to that much, this equals to 18. But the guy has, it says 180. So we have $180. What could it be in rands? Calculate that. So you end up having that much. And the answer became 180 times 18,19. So you end up having 30,270, 274 rands, 74 rands, 20 cents. So the claim is what? Remember the question wants you to say, verify showing all calculation whether the player statement is valid. So your last part has to be valid or invalid. So the last one is what? You say it's what? It's invalid. It's expensive in US than in South Africa. All right, then we look at question number 2.2. No, this marks the end of the question number 2. So we look at question number 3. Okay. Question number 3 talks of Formula 1 racing is the highest speed motorsport where drivers compete in. Especially specialized designed single-seat cars on various international tracks. It is also known it's also known for its cutting-edge technology, precision driving, and global fan base. The table below shows the 2024 Formula 1 drivers' standings, rankings, the top driver in the champion by points and in each race based on their finishing positions. Okay, here we are. We have 10 of them. And where are the questions? That's what I want to look at. Okay. Identify the driver with the second highest points. So second highest points. Definitely the one in this place here, second number. Because this one is the highest, second highest is. So you come and write the name. That's the person that we found. I believe everyone got this right. Norris. Okay. Is the data represented in the points? Is the data represented in the points column? Continuous or discrete? Explain your answer. We shall say it's what? Discrete. Because one can say because it's what? Counted. Or we have what? All numbers. We have whole numbers. Okay? We don't have any commas. The scope point, there are no commas. Okay, let's continue. They are telling us, calculate the value A if the range of the points is 331. Now, they have already given the range. And you know very well, how did they get the range? They took the highest value minus the lowest value. Ask yourself, where is A? Because now, when you look at these points here, the highest, so first position, so this one, it's already in arranged format. So meaning, already we have the highest value. But A could be the lowest, which is what? 10. Position number 10. So the lowest value is missing. So you come here and say, they already have the highest value. So our range will be 331 equals the highest value. There we saw it as 362. 362 minus the missing number. So the A will cross over that side, leaving us with that is 362. When this one comes in, becomes a minus, so minus 300. So the A became value of A becomes 33. Ne? A becomes 31. The value of A is 31. So they're asking us, this is so nice. And determine the interquartile range. Here we needed a space to do this. Interquartile range. In your head, the moment you hear interquartile range, which is IQR equals to Q3 minus Q1. Interquartile range equals to Q3, which is the upper quartile, minus the lower quartile. But do we have them? No. That's why you see it's 6 marks. You need to find all of them. Anyway, let's go there and we see. So now we've seen, remember that we are looking for the interquartile range. Interquartile range for the number of points scored by Formula 1. So we have nothing to do. So this is it. They're already arranged. However, it's upside down. So remember, we got this as 31. These are 10 numbers. So what are we going to do? We need to arrange. So starting with our 31 that we've just got, followed by 62, 150, 177, 189, 240, 251, 291, 315, 362. So all the 10 numbers are here. How do we get remember our aim is to look for interquartile range, but first and foremost, we need to look for Q2. That one will help us determine Q3 and Q1. Anyway, if they are 10, that means we are going to remain with 2 numbers in between. These are even numbers. So we say 1, 2, 3, 4. So the median here, this one here, it will help us determine. Okay, because you remain with 4 numbers. So this will become what? Q2. So having seen that Q2 is going to be developed by here, that means our Q1 will come from these values on the left-hand side, and our Q3 will come from the values on the right-hand side. Now, since we added them, this is how we do it. We divide it and say. So here we have. So if we have 5 numbers on both sides, that means we're going to remain with it. So this one, 150, becomes our Q1. Why? It's the median on the left-hand side. And 291, this is our Q3, which is the median on the right-hand side. Okay, so our Q3 is 291 and Q1 is 150. So our QR will become 291 minus 150, which could be 141. 6 marks. 6 marks. These 6 marks had to come in. Do you know how to? Do you remember how to do the formula, which is Q3 minus Q1? Then do you know how to get Q1 and Q3? Did you substitute them? Those are the 6 marks. So that was our answer there. So answer is 141. 3.1.5. Determine the probability as a decimal, selecting a Formula 1 driver who drives a Ferrari. So let's do this and we see. We shall come to the table and find out how many Ferraris do we have. How many Ferraris do we have? So we shall come straight here. We have 1, we have 2, and we have 3. So the chance of the probability as a decimal. So out of all these cars, who has a chance of driving it? So what's the chance? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So out of 10, we have 3 chances. So you will come here and write it as 3 over 10. But the answer, it's needed as a decimal. So the answer becomes 0.3. Okay. 3.2. A unique viewership is a benchmark used in media and broadcasting to count the total number of distinct individuals who watched at least one race during a season. Each person is only counted once, regardless of how many races they have watched or how frequently they turned in. So 3.2.1, describe the general trend. Now, this is another trick. Trend, what do you see? We are looking for the change. Is it constant? Is it increasing? Is it decreasing? So we are looking at describe the general trend in unique viewership from 2014 to 2017. We shall go there, look at our mixture there. Our mixture there, it looks like this. So this is the annexure we are looking at. So now they're asking us from 2014, 2000. Look at that. It's a what? A decrease. In other words, what are you going to come to say here? These are 2 marks. So you only say there is a decrease. There was a decrease. There was a decrease. There was a decrease. Then 3.2.2. Determine the mean. 3 marks. Determine the mean. Do you know what we do? We are going to add all the values divided by the number of values that we've added. Let's go to the next step. Meaning, we are going to, so mean is going to be, mean will equal to the 600 plus 525 plus 527 plus 515 plus 500 plus 450 plus 425 plus 400 plus 390 plus 352 plus 490 plus 471 plus 433 plus 450. Everything added up divided by 14 because there are 14 numbers. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So when you add everything up, you end up having a value as 6,523. We divide by 14. Remember, we are looking for mean. When you divide by 14, you end up having 465, 93. 93, so because they are whole numbers, they are human beings, so make it 466. That was the mean. Add all the values and we divide by 14. Okay, let's look at the another question that says, how might a decrease in unique viewership affect the sponsors of Formula One? Definitely, this is logic. They will lose money because the more viewership, the more income and publicity. You know, income is good from advertising or advertisement. Okay, let's look at question number 4. The Minister of Finance is responsible for representing the government's budget in Feb of each year. Annexure C shows, let's go to Annexure C. Annexure C, that's where we are. Annexure C shows, Annexure C shows the consolidated government expenditure on social services for the year 2023-2024 financial year. A total of 1.35 trillion was allocated to social services for this year. Okay, 4.1. calculate the value of A, the percentage budget for university transfers. Then we need to look at that also and we see what happens there. We shall come here and ask ourselves, where is A? A falls under this section here. That means all the percentages that are here, when you add them up, they should add to 33. So what are we going to do? We shall say 33 minus 4, which is for the NSFAS, minus the 2, minus another 2, minus 22. I'm here looking at this. You have 30. So 33 minus 30. I'm looking for the value of A. So my A becomes what? 3. Why am I using that 3, not 100? Because they're telling me these percentages that we have here, they are coming for only this section here, which is what? 33%. That means when I add all the percentages around here, I should get 33. Okay, let's get the question that says 4.1.2. Calculate the amount of money budgeted for basic education. Write the answer in billions. Now, basic education, when you come to this part here, basic education is 22% of what? Of 33. So, first and foremost, you need to change the money to billion. So we are looking at this. We need it to become billion. That means we're going to multiply by 1,000. So it becomes, all right? Why am I multiplying by 1,000? I need billion, not trillion. So the trillion multiplied by 1,000, I will end up having this much. But these are what? Billions. These are billions. Then, of these billions, the percentage that goes to basic education is found inside learning and culture. You see this? So of those billions, we need to look for 33%. Of those billions, this we need to look for 33%. So what we're going to do, we shall say, remember we've changed already to billions, so it will become 33 over 100 times 135. What answer do you end up having? The answer we end up having is, we have 445.5 billions. Okay? This is what is. Then of this, the education is taking 22%. So we shall multiply by 22% and we shall end up having the answer as 98.01. These are, don't forget the value billion, the word billion on your answer. Okay, they're asking us, if the amount budgeted for social services makes up 60.3% of the total government expenditure for 2023 to 2024 financial, calculate the total amount. So social services make up. Now listen, this money here, 1.3 trillion, was allocated to social services. Now they're asking you, if 60.3% of the total budget was allocated to that, what? So when you ask yourself 60.3 times a given number should give me 1.3 trillion. You see that? So what number is it? So this is the same as, by the way, this is 6%, so you divide by 100. So when you divide by 100, you have 0.63 unknown gives me 3.15. Divide through by that, divide through by this. So the answer we get there is supposed to be trillions. And the answer became 2,39 what? Trillion. Okay. Discuss two ways in which the government generates funds/revenue to cover its budget. First and foremost, it's through taxation. Number two, grants and loans from international organizations like IMF, International Monetary Fund. You understand? Then also from the exports. If the country exports goods, it gets money from there. Taxation is too wide. This is where you find your VAT, your payee. We have duty fees, sorry. Custom fee. It's too big. It's too wide. Okay. Let's look at question number 4.2. Let's look at 4.2. Municipalities across South Africa publish their electricity tariffs annually in compliances with regulations. Sam works from home most of the time and recently discovered that his electricity bill has increased significantly. Table 4 below shows information regarding electricity tariffs published by the City of Tshwane in 2022, 2023, and 2023 to 2024 financial year. Okay, these are two different years. This is year 1 and year 2. Anyway, define the term tariff. What I want you to tell you is that a tariff is a cost or charge per unit. Now, this would be charge per unit of electricity. Why? The context is talking about electricity. So determine the number of kilowatts allocated in block number 3. Now let's come here and say, as I told you, the moment you see the table like this, what you have to do first, find out how many how many kilowatts do I have? So block number 1 takes up to 100. Block number 2 will take up to 300. Block number 3 is taking up to 250. 250. Then block number 4, it's open. So here they're asking you, determine the number of kilowatts. So we are saying 650 minus 400, which will equal to 250 units. Calculate the tariff inclusive VAT for block number in rands. Now, when you check here, when you check this, these are cents. How do we change cents to rands? We divide by 100. That means we are looking at tariff including block, then the tariff including VAT block now. So in rands, so we have 270,33 divided by 100. The answer becomes 2 rand 70 cents. And they're saying inclusive of VAT. What we do, let's multiply by 1,15. 1,15, let's see that and we see. We can start from afresh, you say 230,33 times 1,15. I'm including VAT. Afterwards, divide by 100. So that means the answer is 3 rand 11 cents. 3 rand 11 cents. Mm, 2,7. Yeah, we have 3 rand 11 cents. That's the answer for We're looking for this money here. It has to be in rands. Okay. In June 2024, Sam spent 1,941 rands, 42 cents, including VAT, on electricity. Calculate the number of units, kilowatts per hour, or kilowatts hour, of electricity he used for the month. Remember, where are we looking at? This is 2024. So we are going to concentrate on this other side here. What are we having? We have the money. In other words, we need to know how many units shall we get from this money. So what you need to do is one, find out if someone used block number 1, how much would they pay? If someone used block number 2, how much would they pay? Now remember, already these are cents. So block number 1, what are we going to do? We shall say the number of units that we have here times the money. However, this money have to be divided by 100. Why? We need it in rands. So let's do that. So this one's going to be 100 times this one remains. So this is in rands. So now, what about in block number 2? Block number 2, we're going to take the 300 times this divided by 300 times this divided by 100. Why am I dividing by 100? I want the answer to be in rands. So it's going to be 300 times 316,37 divided by 100. So this is 911 cents. Okay. As you do this, you can test and you say, when I add these two, does it give me this answer here that you are looking for? If it does not, then that means we have not yet reached there. Now, when you look at this other one here, it will be 250 times this much divided by 100. We said this number here has to be divided by 100. So it's 344,67 divided by 100 times 250. So here we end up having 861 and 27 cents. 68 cents. 61. Make sure it's a 61. When we add this, let's see. 270, 33 plus 316 plus 900, 11 plus 861, 68. When you add everything here, you end up having 2,081, 12. But the guy used 1,941, meaning there's some money which is pending. He never exceeded this. He never exceeded that. Okay, another easiest way is to, let's write it down here. We shall say the person has spent this much money. We shall remove the money for block number 1. Remember we said that it's block number 1 will give you how much? This much. So you come here and say minus. So you know this is in block number 1. And block number 1 only needs what? 100 units. Keep it aside. Whatever remains is it pushed in block number 2. So when you subtract that, remain with 1,000. By the way, wait. Before we subtract, I'd forgotten this. Before we subtract, this money that we need to subtract, it already has VAT. Yet the deals or the money that we're dealing with here, it does not have VAT. So what do we do? The easiest way to get this money, exclude VAT. What are we going to do? We shall say 1,000. We divide by. Why am I excluding VAT? Because the values I'm going to deal with, they exclude VAT. You see this? I should not waste a lot of time. So when I divide this, I end up having 1,688 rands, 19 cents. So now this is what I'm going to be dealing with. Minus the money for block number 1. Whatever remains is pushed to block number 2. And indeed, when you look at it, it's still too much because block number 2 only need what? 900. So we shall subtract the 900. So this one has also gone to block number 2, and block number 2 takes 300 units. We are not yet there. But we can see that the units used are over 400. Now, when you subtract this, you remain with 468 rand 75. Now, this has been pushed to block number 3. However, if someone uses block number 3 fully, they have used 861. This one, it never exceeded that money. So meaning we need to find out how many units are there. So we shall need to divide by this number here, which is divided by, because these are rands and these are cents. So let's divide by that, and we see divided by 344,67 divided by 100. So the answer here becomes block number 3. They won't use everything, but you remain with 100 units. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to add all these units. So it's 400 that I have on top plus 146 units. So here the units that we are using is 540 units and 6. These are the units used. The last question, this was supposed to be, suggest 2 ways in which Sam can reduce on his electricity usage. Please, I don't want to say here by use of solar. No. Solar is still electricity, but how do you reduce on the consumption? How do you use on this usage of electricity? So here we would like to see, switch off all the devices that you're not using. Number 2, use energy saving devices. Number 3, reduce on using the stove, electric stove. You can replace it with a gas stove. Look for ways on how to reduce usage. How do you reduce usage? Okay, this marks the end of our paper. Thank you very much.